than it's worth. But 4 to 5 days a week that fits with us. So
Great.
yeah. Are you thinking of going with just the national ads, or would you want to go with the full program?
Well, I think we have to discuss it. We do have some other thoughts in process, but we wanted to talk to you for sure, because the program I've heard is a great one.
Yeah, it's very similar to what you would see at an AMC, Regal. The national theaters, we provide a very similar program.
Well, the Seneca Over speaks very highly of you folks.
Yeah, we actually, so I drove up and met with Patrick today, and he mentioned that he referred us to you guys.
Yes.
So, that was very, very good to hear. You enjoy working with them.
Yeah, it's awesome. Donna, do you have any questions?
No, I think I haven't answered. Also, and go from there. And if I have anything, then I'll reach out to you.
Great. I'll briefly explain what this newsletter is, because it's somewhat separate from the advertising business.
Okay.
We provide a weekly newsletter of just the industry at large. It's comprised of top 10 box office of the past week, notable industry news articles, and then just industry summary. And then what oftentimes we hear exhibitors are most interested in is the weekly film calendar. So it details upcoming releases, and then also for that week we'll highlight upcoming events. So for example, April 5th through the 11th, the Masters Golf Championship is taking place, so we'll make sure to highlight that, as well as NHL playoffs, because sometimes theaters find that helpful in coordinating their schedule. And our release schedule, I believe it's 6 weeks in advance we detail. And then we get these release dates from studio relationships that we have. And then at the end, it's top 10 trailer views, MPAA ratings when they come out, we'll highlight that. So it's meant as an industry kind of review. If you are interested, we can add you on to our mailing list. It's free of charge. There's no charge to get this newsletter. We just send it out for free. So, and that dollar is real, so you can spend it.
Well, I think we definitely would like to be, on your mailing list for a newsletter.
Yeah.
Great. How should I get everyone's email? Do you have a business card, or I can gather that?
You want to just have them send it to our theater email, or?
The theater email? Okay.
Yeah. I like the idea.
Yeah.
How many, Donna, current local, do we actually have any current local people paying for advertising?
Not at this moment.
And if you have 1 or 2 relationships, especially if we're working on a trial basis, we can kind of lump those in. But it really, beyond 1 or 2, it would become a problem, because the way the contracts are structured, it is supposed to be an exclusive relationship with local advertising. And we have a local advertising team that would be assigned for your area and would be kind of tasked to find local ads to bring on to your program. So
Would it be a problem, like when we have a local business, say, sponsor a movie and we run their ad before the movie, that would kind of be a little bit different, right?
I think it may be. I'll need to double check, but I think that would be.
Say Chimbro brought in the movie, so we show the Chimbro spot and then move on to yours. That they.
Maybe because
would
there's
work.
no financial transaction between that. Maybe.
They wouldn't be paying for the.
Right.
They would be sponsoring them. Well, in
Right.
theory, they'd be paying extra.
Yeah. Right.
Or whatever.
With that, though, Amber, we would put that on our PowerPoint for Timbro, so they would be on the film, on the projector per se, with the way that Nick is going to do it or set up, is that it's on a thumb drive on its own. So that would go on, and I'd have to pick it out and put it on with our trailers or whatever else is going on for the beginning of the movie, where the PowerPoint is in itself is a different entity.
Okay.
I don't know if I explained that
Yep.
correctly.
No, I don't understand. I understand that they're different, but they couldn't run together? Is that what you're saying?
Right, right. The PowerPoint runs from 7 to 7:30 is our PowerPoint presentation, sorry. Our PowerPoint presentation. So we could do the sponsorship, and we can add the ads to that on there. But the way he's doing it is on a thumb drive, which you have to download into the projector. That will go on before the movie. So it's totally separate.
But there's no way to run one before the other. Well, we would want silver, dollar,
Screen dollars.
screen dollars, excuse me. We'd want screen dollars to be right before the movie
Right.
starts, am I right?
Exactly, and they would be. They go on like a trailer. You
Yeah.
know how our trailers run before the
Right, but you
That's-
couldn't put the local ad on, show that, and then kick into screen dollars?
The PowerPoint would be up with the local ad on it, and then before the film started, the screen dollars would start playing. Is that what you're saying?
The screen dollars would be on with the projector before the movie starts. Before that, we have a half hour where we show what's coming up, and our other ads, whoever wants to do that, would be on for that half hour. But once 7 o'clock starts, then you have your previews of your trailers that are coming.
That's when screen dollars
Dollars.
comes on, at 7 o'clock.
Right. And that's when they would show what their national ads are and their local ads.
But I was under the impression he just said at 6:45.
So in the example I gave, the showtime is at 7. So if you wish, you can show the program whenever is most convenient. I know theaters sometimes, they don't want to shift the program back.
So you can start on.
You could start it a little early. You
Right.
could start it before the listed showtime so that audience members aren't sitting through 20 minutes of a pre-show.
Right.
You can show that before the listed showtime.
And then when the show starts, it'll be when it's.
Yeah, when it was originally listed. Yeah.
So what do we need to do to get this?
If you agree to show the program, I just need a mailing address to send the thumb drives off to. And then that's it. And then 2 weeks, there's usually a 2-week delay between the agreement and when the theater will receive its first thumb drive. And then you just, when you first receive the thumb drive, you would ingest in the projector and then run it before the movie. And then we pay theaters on a quarterly basis. So right now we're in Q2. So you would run the program for the rest of Q2. And then usually we receive our Q2 checks a month after the quarter ends. So you would receive your first payment, I would say, maybe 3 months from now. And again, we're under a trial basis, so we could just continue with running the program. If any questions come up or concerns, we're very responsive to questions like that.
I guess every 2 weeks that you get a new.
Every week.
You get every week we get new.
Yes, every week.
Okay. And how many ads are on there?
It depends on the week. Summer, fall, it's usually when the program is at its most dense. It's probably going to be close to 20 minutes. The number of ads in a program, I don't have that exact number, but it would be enough ads to fill 20 minutes and then mixed with entertainment segments. So I don't have that exact number, but it's, I don't know, dozens of ads maybe.
I guess these are on there all week long. Right?
Yes, before every time you would show a movie, you would run the program.
And Donna, you have his phone number to reach him? After we discuss it as a committee, you can give him a call tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
I think it sounds like a pretty good deal.
I do too.
It's great to
I
hear.
don't see a downside.
And for us to do this, what is it, how much of a paycheck are we looking at?
So it depends. I would say if you were to agree right now, you would be starting midway through April, so halfway through Q2. Your first paycheck probably be on the smaller side. If I'm going off my 2,500 estimate, 2,500 divided by 4, it might be around $300 if it's half of a fourth of 2,500. But then summer and fall are the busiest times a year. They tend to be. I don't know if that's the case with the theater normally.
Mm-hmm.
So your paycheck would then, if I were to guess, and this is a guess, Q3 might be 800, Q4 might be 600.
Well, 2,500 divided by 4 is $625.
And then you're starting halfway through the quarter, so then it's around 300.
Yeah. Which is more than what we have.
Mm-hmm.
So, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Where
thank
are
you
you
for
coming from?
Boston.
You came all the way up here. I hope you have a whole bunch to hit.
Yeah. I met with the Center Theater today, so it was a good meeting. And then my grandmother actually lives in Ogunquit.
Awesome.
So I'll be visiting her tonight. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Grandma's gonna be happy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. It was great speaking with you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It's great to meet you.
Yes, you too. Have fun with Graham.
Yeah, thank you.
Nick,
Take care. I know. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I hope
He's
you're
probably
better.
happy you're not
Yeah.
gonna touch him.
So thank you for coming and sharing your information. I look forward to working with you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Do you want a candy? Vitamin C drop? No, Donna, you sure?
Yeah, I'm gonna, if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna take off myself. I just wanted to listen to what Nick had to say. And I do apologize that I'm leaving early.
Well, you can't help it yourself.
I just need to get better.
Did
Can
you?
I ask you one question, Donna? For
Sorry.
for the
Bye-bye,
movie,
drive safe.
or
Thanks.
I don't know if you got my email about the movie for SPH. Is DVD or Blu-ray better?
Either or. I sent it back to you.
Okay, I didn't get it yet. So, okay.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to look and see why I didn't send then.
Okay.
Because I did respond to you.
Okay. I believe you. I just don't see it.
So either or will be fine.
Okay.
And they can send it right to the theater.
Okay.
I just need to get home so I can feel better for the busy weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, I apologize, you guys.
Are you gonna be at the theater during, look, you're gonna need to be sleeping all day tomorrow, girl, look at you. Are you gonna be at the theater at all tomorrow during the day? I wondered if I should come do a little bit of the decorating in that corner ahead of time so there won't be as much to do.
If you want to.
Bye. Okay. Sounds good. I'll message you. That way if you don't
Hello.
feel good. Sure you don't want to vitamin C pump?
So you have to know, I'm going to repeat. Thank you guys. You're welcome.
Feel better.
You just missed a good presentation of Screen Dollar. And this is their newsletter that they gave us. I would like to talk about.
National would probably be
They
good.
basically have appropriate national advertising.
But I
And
wonder,
they
can we
pay
start out with the full program and then
Yeah,
cut
like
back where we don't have anybody right now?
$625.
Yeah,
You know
because
what I
then we'll
mean?
get some local ads in as well
So,
with the full.
I don't know how that would work, I guess I should
We definitely want to step back.
ask. Yeah,
Just tell them.
right,
we don't have a quorum to
Right.
vote on that, do we?
We have four.
We
Four of us.
4 out of 7, don't we decide to have more than that?
So we do. My thoughts is I love the idea. But at one point I was in hopes of putting together a sponsorship book and asking individual businesses, I kind of mentioned it before, if they would like to be in this sponsorship book and run their ads. But I don't know that it would make as much as what they're doing. And they're doing all the work.
And we could keep those separate. I mean, if we wanted to do a sponsorship book, it wouldn't necessarily have to be an on-screen thing. I mean, we
I
could
think that's
still
the
do that
draw.
and this.
Yeah, I think that's the draw. You know, for $150, $200, they can be in the book and be up in the ad. So I think we should at least try it through the summer.
Yeah.
Give it a trial for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be good, do a trial before we sign any contracts. We can see if there is local interest, and then we can step back and just do the national, and do our own separate local.
Yeah, yeah. Yep,
I definitely think we should do it, get some money. It's like free money.
yeah,
Yeah. I love free money.
yeah. And it's appropriate advertising,
I was
so,
just gonna say that, to coincide with the movie.
and it's professional and, so, I make a motion that we vote on Screen Dollars and go for a trial run. Do anybody wanna, like, say, a 3-month trial run or a quarter, see what we get
I
back
don't think
for
we
a
need to
check?
set a time limit on it. I think we should just get it going.
I think we have
You know-
to make the motion to recommend it to Donna. I don't think we can just do it.
I think we can. Yeah,
But it sounded like she wanted to do it anyway.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, she said she was looking for.
But I think we should put a time limit on it just in case for everyone's sake. And then have a particular time to review it. Did it work? Didn't it work? Do we want to do something else? Maybe a 6-month.
I was gonna say maybe 6 months, because at least we'd have one full quarter.
Yeah, yeah.
And do we wanna do the national package or the full package, where they pick up local advertising around?
I think
And
we
if we
should try
want-
the full one.
I think start with the full.
Yeah. So I think if we get other folks to sponsor whatever, we just show it before.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. I like that idea. The
So I've
national
made a
program.
motion. Would anybody like to second it?
I will second.
So who's in favor of going ahead with Screen Dollars and a 6-month trial? Raise your hand. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Donna. She's not here for having him come in. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So we gotta backpedal a little bit, do our roll call. Amber, Patty, Jen, myself are all here. Dale, Peg Gray is still a member, and Jerry Lynn and Dawn are not here. And forgive me on the agenda, I was clearly only thinking about yesterday's date. Today should be the 10th, right? So everybody had a chance to run down through the minutes from last time?
Yes.
And any problems with that? Anybody want to change anything?
So they look good. They always do.
Yeah.
Make a motion to adopt the minutes?
It doesn't necessarily have to do, Jen, with the minutes, but it's making me think of it as we read the minutes.
Mm-hmm.
The ad hoc committee,
Mm-hmm.
just how many people were you thinking? 8 people?
No idea.
Well, maybe we should put our heads together and figure that out, so we have some sort of idea. I do think that maybe we should consider more than one committee, but I think it's something to discuss. So we approve these minutes. Everybody that wants to approve the minutes?
Yes.
So, events reports. How's that going?
Is that what you're talking about?
You talking about that finance thing?
Yeah.
Spreadsheet?
Where did I put mine? Oh, there it is. So this is for Captain Marvel and Shannon. I love that the money is out there. Has anybody done one for the comedy show, the first comedy show?
I didn't have the numbers for that, to add that one on there.
I saw
And
you asked for them. I saw that you asked for them on the group. I just didn't give it to you.
That the reports that we just got from Catherine will have some of the information you want in it for the comedy show, as far as what came in ticket sales and what came in concessions.
That's in here?
It'll just take several minutes to decipher where it is. It is in here. In the revenue. Okay, this is one. This, I think, is the ticket sales.
Which page are you on?
Revenue detail.
This one here?
Yeah, for 3.5. Because wasn't it on like the 28th or it was the end of February technically, wasn't it?
It was March 2nd.
Oh, March
March
2nd.
2nd.
Okay, so this is, yes, this was put in on the 5th. That's the amount, $2,903.85. I think that was the ticket sales? No?
No. that's
And
probably
302 in concessions?
Why would they be different days though?
Because nothing's put in. Either
The same day.
15 things on the same day, or they put
They don't
10
put-
things from the same day on 15 different days.
Yeah, this is exactly why I want us
I think that
to
might be a
keep track.
combination.
Of a couple things added together.
The 2,900, because I think the ticket sales was 2,003.
Yeah.
So it would have been like 600-ish in concessions.
Oh, look, right here on the back. Comedy Night Theater, right here, 28, 46, 67.
Where are you seeing on the back?
The very last page.
I have nothing on any of my bags.
That's only given us.
Not the same number as the other page.
What page are you on?
Okay, on the last page, the receipt search report, Comedy Night Theater, the input was on 3/4 of 19 for 28, 46, 67.
So I wonder if that 29 included Sunday's movie. Because it was probably, you should just put the weekend. That 29 is probably just the weekend because it went in on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So this breaks it down a little bit more. So,
I'm still lost. I have no idea what you're talking about on the back.
so
It shows the
not,
same date.
not the
It's
one with the
different
agenda on it,
Yeah,
but the
with
other
the kid would
packet.
be king, the kid would be king.
Did you get it off the
And then the
table?
kid would be king, then here again.
Maybe
It
not.
must be just from
The
Comedy
front
Night.
page says expense summary report.
But I don't know what you would
Okay,
add to that to
that-
give us the number on the other
It says,
page.
Yeah,
I have every one of them that says page 1.
They all say page 1. Oh wait, there's a couple that are page 2, but most of them are page 1.
So the page that I'd like is expense report.
The back page, receipt search report.
The back page?
Are yours not stapled together?
No,
You got from here?
no, it was sitting here when I came in.
yeah, but it wasn't stapled?
No,
Oh.
no. Let me get a stapled one. No one
She
wants.
used to copy.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
so I see where it says 2,800 and something, and then 2 down it says nothing. What's that?
No.
And where are you girls seeing the concessions?
We're not.
We don't.
Oh.
We don't know. The previous page has an entry for on 3/5 of 19. That is 3/4. I need a paper to go across there.
Yes.
3/4
Hold your bottom
of 19 for $2,903.85. You see that one?
Nope.
The previous page. It's like on the other side. It's printed on the same page as the other one you're looking at.
Next to the last.
Come on, Jeff.
So this was the county.
Mhm.
Here was same date before and same 2009. We don't know what the discrepancy is.
Okay. So this is why I feel it's so important for us to be jotting down the night that we're there and we're counting the money, because I feel like those are totally different than I remember. And I feel that it's important to, I love this. I would like to see each event have their own page. I love what I see here as far as, donations, concessions, ticket sales. I love that. But I would love to see underneath it who was here, how many people were in the comedy show, how much the tickets were per, how many we sold, how many volunteers we had. a complete detail of what that event was, not
Volunteer
just the
hours.
money.
Volunteer hours, how many
Yes.
hours those volunteers did, every hour count.
And a complete detail. Do you feel that this is necessary? Because if we go to write any type of grants or anything, we can look back, we can say, oh yes, that comedy show, this is exactly what we did, so we don't have to do this. I wonder what the discrepancy is. I wonder how many people showed up. Is there anyone on the committee that would be willing to take that upon themselves?
Well, isn't that what this is the start of?
Mhm.
We're just gonna
I thought so.
build on it.
Yep.
This is just the start of that, and then we're gonna build, build it up to what we. She just doesn't have the expense numbers to put in here.
That's fine. But we don't also have who the people were that came and stood outside. These are the details I feel that are important.
Who they came, what are you talking about?
Okay, we're looking at Captain Marvel right
Okay,
now.
right.
Yep.
You know, how many people came? We had, how many people came and stood outside? The heroes, you know,
Oh.
how long were they there for? A detailed report. Who was there for volunteers? This is great. This is a great start. It's a great start. I just love to see it a little bit more detailed.
Mhm.
That's all. That's all. Just build upon it. So when we have to look back, maybe next year we might want to do it again. And then we can look back and say, this is what we did last year, and have it right there in writing about, you know, we had 6 heroes come, or however many, maybe even their names if we could grab that. They might want to come again next year. Any
Well, I think we
detail-
went through, she's got their company on here though, like
Yeah.
who we had. That's what the
Any
content.
detail would be a positive thing, anything that we could get. And then, I love this, you know, how long did Shannon come for, and how long did Jason sing for, and, you know, what maybe a few comments that we might have gotten from the audience. You know, just stuff like that, just a little report. Along with the profit and loss, I think it'd be great. Is that something you'd be interested in doing, Patty?
Well, I can just, continue on and add
Yeah.
in as much information as I can get. And just try to keep it consistent.
Yeah, so that's a yes. I think you'd be great at it. I think you're great at that stuff. So we're going to try to get one for the comedy show, because as of so far, that was our biggest show, and I can't even remember how many comedians we had. In 6 months from now, I'm definitely not going to remember.
This is true.
But thank you so much for doing that and putting that together.
You're welcome.
Very appreciated. And I think maybe a binder for them if you need that. Maybe we could find you a binder to keep them all in so we can refer back. And
I probably have one at the house I could use.
awesome. Awesome.
If not, I've got a ton of them.
Oh, do you?
From all the schools.
All right. Well, and you ladies interested in moving on to new business?
Yep.
Okay. So, a PA system. I've kind of put it out there a little tiny bit of anybody that might have one they'd like to donate, or have one that they'd let us borrow, anything. I did call Are You Ready to Party, and for 5 days they'll rent us a 2-speaker PA system. for $75. So, there's been some talk, obviously, about buying one. Anybody have anything they wanna?
I do. I don't think we should be buying anything until after we've had this meeting with the town council.
Yeah.
After my meeting with Catherine, I left the town office more confused than I already was. And until we've talked to them and found out for sure about some things,
Yeah.
I don't see any point in spending any money. Because we don't want to waste it. And if we're going to have to shut down anyways, why be buying things? You know, why not keep that money towards keeping it open?
Well, I understand what you're saying, and these acts that are coming up here were booked before the thoughts of a PA system came, so I'm not sure why the urgent need for a PA system. And if we do need one, maybe we'll have to give up a little money and rent it. I don't know, Jen, what do you think?
I don't know if these events, are they planning to bring their stuff? Like Shannon brought all of her equipment.
Well, they were all booked before,
So
knowing that we didn't have a PA system, so I'm not really clear what the urgency is over it.
I think we wait until our town council meeting
And then
and then go from there. And then we can fundraise for it if we.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
so
should
we'll
have,
just table that one.
yeah. I think somebody should come in and look at the space to see what is
Yeah.
most appropriate for the acoustics and the size of the theater and
Yeah.
get that kind of information.
I just hate for us to spend money and then wish we hadn't because we didn't
Right.
get the proper equipment. So upcoming events. It's hard when we're not all here. That's quite a weekend. We could try. I mean, I guess we could if we wanted to, but that's a lot of hours. I'm not sure I can be to everyone. I didn't know if we wanted to set up a schedule.
Well, I'm gonna want to be there to like finish decorating. I will be there before HOP to finish decorating, and then I can stay through like ticket sales and stuff. Like I can stay there until like 2:30 or so. So that should get through the movie starts at 2. So
Yeah.
and then leave and go to work and stuff.
Okay. And then are you kind of out for the rest of the weekend?
I have
Because you-
Sunday off to be here for the play.
Awesome. So you're going to be here for the play?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Finish decorating. Tick sale.
And what time do we all need to come in for the play? What time does it start? And
Or was that one?
do we need to, does people have to be there?
I don't know what time Donna has to open up for them to.
Be able to get their stuff in
Set
there?
up and everything. The play starts at 2, right?
Yes.
We'll find out what time she has to open.
And so, Jen, what are you thinking you're going to be able to?
So I was planning on volunteering at the comedy show and at the play.
In the play?
And the play. Yes, I was going to bring Ron to HOP. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I can be at HOP. I mean, I've taken the day off. I gave my hours away, so I had an opportunity to make money. So if I'm gonna not make money, I want to volunteer.
So you're gonna be at HOP, so me and you. And what were you gonna, are you coming to any of these?
I was thinking of coming for the comedy show. I can come, early and stay for the comedy show. And I could come for maybe an hour before the play, but I would like to go to the play.
Yeah. Okay, so
So I
Jenny
can
and
come,
me
like-
volunteer for the play, and I'll put Patty if extra help before.
Yeah, I can come like from noon to 1 and then go pick up my buddy. I think she wants to go to the play too.
Well,
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
so you're having a friend come with you? Because I was going to say, if you want to stay after, we certainly could use the cleanup, but I don't know that we'll have the mess that we plays usually, but you have a friend coming with you?
yeah,
Nice.
at least one.
Good.
Could be more, at least
Bring
one.
them all. Bring a carload.
And then Donna, I would say, is going to be at all of these things, or is she really going to stay all these hours? We don't know, do we? Or if she's just going to open up and have us come in some, or what's going to happen.
Well, we did, when we brought this up, I don't know what she's going to want to do, but it was brought up that yeah, it would be a long day for her. Doors open at 1 for hot.
We're out of there by 10, it's only 9 hours.
So which one are you gonna do? Yeah, you're gonna come to Hop. Are you doing the comedy show?
Yep. Yep, and I really wanted to go to the play, but if I needed to volunteer, then I could certainly be there before and after. I could be there for cleanup.
For what?
Cleanup.
So really, as long as we have, don't you think 2 volunteers at each thing?
I should think that would be plenty.
Right, and we've got that.
There'll be a paid staff there too.
Right, so if Ann and I are there for Hop, Jenny and Patty are there for the comedy show,
And Anne, she's gonna be there too.
and Ann
Yeah, I would think
Jenny and
obviously
I.
Jerry Lynn.
Jerry Lynn will be there for the comedy show.
Right, I don't think it's gonna be a problem, I think we've got plenty of people. And then if Jenny and I go early for the play, and if we need extra help, we can
Text,
get you.
let us know. Okay.
We'll have to find out from Donna what time she wants us. But I can find out, because she's gonna message me tomorrow, so I can take those decorations, and I'll call you in case you wanna bring.
I don't know where it came from, but I had myself in for noon on Sunday. Like I said, I don't know where that came from.
It's probably the proper time, and the rest of us just don't know it. I'm gonna put 12 o'clock question.
Awesome. So we'll move on to 3. I thought maybe I wanted to talk to Donna, but I thought, what's going on with Monday night volunteer? Are we volunteering anymore, or?
She hasn't really said anything. I've asked her a few times, but all the times I've asked her, she's been all set.
She has.
I think it was last Monday she asked me to help, and I did.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
she's just asking if she needs it.
Yeah, because I've just asked like a couple random times
Yeah,
over
I
the
have
last
too, and
month or
she's
so, and she's always been.
said she's been good, but I didn't know if we,
Because I think Jerry Lynn's been there a few times too.
okay. Alright, so yeah, we have talked about this before. Jerry Lynn had said that she would be there for the play as well. Now, whether she still feels that way, I don't know. So is anybody, I wanted to run it by Donna and see what she thought. Do you think it would be worthwhile to take this, where is it? Calendar, this calendar, have 100 of them printed off upstairs and have them as shop and save flyers? Put them in their bags?
That's a good idea.
I think it would be a great idea if we could do this every month, and at the beginning of the month, do that.
Or at least hang them around town and all the.
I totally didn't even think about that billboard right outside the library. I put 2 of those flyers up there. If we could put one of these up there, that'd be.
Yeah,
People
and
buy
I
all the
think there's
time.
that little kiosk thing in Hathorne Park too, where you can hang things up.
And there's 2 bulletin boards inside the library as well.
And A.E. Robinson
Yeah,
used to
went
have
downstairs
a
and went up.
place too,
They do.
and Vittles does, and all those places. We can hang calendars everywhere.
And Donna would have the list in the theater, right by the concession stand,
Yeah.
so you could just grab one when you're at the theater.
If you're at the theater.
Right.
I'm kind of thinking about people that
Yeah,
aren't at the theater.
yeah.
I personally think it's a worthwhile thing. Over the years, I've seen lots of stuff go through there, and it gets home, and people take it out. Some people throw it away. Some people look it over.
Mm-hmm.
I had, for a ream of paper, it's worthwhile. And it's one stop instead of all over town, which I don't disagree with putting it around town. I think it's a great idea. But you're doing one stop and you're hitting a lot of people. So I guess I'll text Donna and see if she would like to do that for us.
I'll put it in the minutes too, and she'll read it there too. But yeah.
Well, yes, that would be great, but I was hoping, I would do it myself, but I'm going to be in Augusta tomorrow. I was hoping she might be able to do it tomorrow, put them up to Bud's tomorrow, get them printed off and go up and speak to the manager. Get them in those bags for the weekends.
Yeah, and I bet Jerry Lynn's going up there anyways too, as long as we get them printed off. Somebody's got to go collect the leftover tickets and money, and somebody's going to be at Shop and Save anyways. If we, get them printed and get them all ready, whoever's headed there.
So this is off the agenda. I think we might even actually get out on time tonight. This is off from the agenda. Does anybody mind if I kind of throw out an idea for the Egg Festival?
Oh, no.
I'm just kind of throwing ideas out. I have not got this ironed out completely. I called Are You Ready to Party? And I asked them how much their commercial cotton candy machine costs to rent. $55 a day. And they told me their prices of their floss, I call it sugar, and their combs and all that, and it added up to a significant amount of money. I don't have that figure anymore because I threw it in the trash because I got on Amazon and it was like a half the price. I mean, I'd love to do business with them, but half the price is added up to like $700. And this has not added up to anything like that. So, what I did was, and this is just like throwing stuff out there, the machine is $55 a day, so that adds up to $220 for 4 days. Because now they're doing the carnival for the 4 days. They're doing it on Wednesdays now. There's a floss kit which consists of 2 6-pound jugs of this sugar, which they call floss, 200 cones. The floss is blue raspberry and strawberry, so pink. And in that, it has 100 cones, like I said, 200 bags with twist ties, so you can do cones and bags. And those 2 jugs make between 240 and 280 cotton candies. So I kind of figured with the floss kit and the 220 for the machine, it's going to be just shy of 300. If we sold these cones or bags for $5 a piece, which is cheap for down there, because I think you might know better because you probably have bought it for your little one. When the carnies do the bags of, it's like $8, isn't it?
I think they're like 5 and 8. There's usually 2 sizes.
Is there 2 sizes? So we would make, if we did I went on the low end, the 240 times 5 is $1,200. If we wanted to get just one more tub, that would be like $3,600. But that's a lot. That's 360 bags or cones divided by 4 days. That's 900 we would need to sell 90 per day we would need to sell.
Right next to the people that are already selling it.
I was just gonna say.
Because that's the thing, they're
Is
already
there
selling.
cotton candy at the Ed Festival?
Only the carnies,
The carnies are selling it, not
a local.
the locals, not people that are trying to fundraise for the theater.
I think you should charge less money then. I don't think you
Well,
should
I picked $5 only because I think people will spend $5 on it, and a $5 bill for us is a lot easier to transact back and forth than a bunch of ones. But I'm just throwing out ideas. We also have to make it worth our while. If we're not going to make enough money to stand down there for 4 days, I don't know what you guys think. You know, we'll be making $900.
If we sell out,
Right.
Yeah.
that's,
Then if we have enough people to man the booth for the whole time.
yeah, and I think I'm leaving on away that week. I think I'm missing Egg Festival this year.
Oh, you are?
I think that it coincides with my sister-in-law's
Wedding?
baby shower got changed.
Oh. Well, I tell you, last year, Maria and Donna were great. Of course, that doesn't mean that they'll want to participate this year. But Maria was a real advocate last year. She did those, and maybe we can do these as well.
The caramel apples.
Well, the caramel apples, I don't feel that she thought that was as much success as those puddings that they sold for $1 a piece. I was like, pudding, okay. But they sold like hotcakes, she said, and they were $1 a piece. They were very affordable for people, and she thought because of that, I don't know.
Did they sell them down there too, or just up on Main Street during? I remember them being out there like during the kiddie parade and stuff.
Yeah, they sold.
Which it was hot that day. I bet they sold a lot of cold pudding.
They did sell a lot. I mean, she could tell you exactly how much. And then when we had the pudding left over, we had a chicken dinner in the fall, and we made
Chocolate
like
cream
graham
pie.
cracker pie. Yeah, we used up the pudding.
Yeah. I bought a lot of caramel apples.
They were
They were
really
good.
reasonable.
They were really good. I don't know about cotton candy. We did just have cotton candy at the fundraiser we just had last Saturday up to school, and they like sold out really fast. So I mean, I do think it sells, but they were selling for $1.
Yeah,
You know, not $5.
I bet they
And-
lost money on that deal. But
I don't remember who brought that. Boy Scouts, I think, brought it in.
yeah, I know there's a family that has one in town. I wouldn't dare use one like they did. If it's gonna be running for 4 days, I think it needs to be a commercial. I wouldn't wanna have to end up buying, somebody's. They have them now that you can have them, they're smaller, they're for parties, kids' parties and stuff. I don't think that that's something that would survive 4 days straight at the carnival, but.
I don't know. Cotton candy seems like a lot of work. You know.
Does somebody sell popcorn down there?
Yep.
Yes,
They do.
we can't sell popcorn. We can sell popcorn like during the kitty parade. We can sell popcorn during window painting, sidewalk chalk art, all of those kind of things, but not down in the park.
The Girl Scouts have been doing it for years.
Yeah.
You can't sell anything that a committee of the town is already selling. So pizza's gone, hot dogs gone, popcorn's gone.
Lemonade's gone.
I think lemonade, yeah.
Hey, one year some kids sold just freeze pops. You got them 2 for $1. Key Club or something. It might be something worth looking into. They're cheap, they're easy, and people, all the kids bought 2. They were 2 for $1 or something. Everybody's running around with 2 at a time. Those are real cheap
Yeah.
and not any work. You know, I mean, other than. So it would only take one person to man the booth. It wouldn't be somebody's dealing with money, somebody's making the cotton candies. You know, it would just be one person could do it.
Well, I also have to say that I, for years now, have volunteered for the Kiwanis. So I'll be there, but I'll be little help. I could probably do a shift, but
Yeah.
when it
And
comes
that's
towards
right
the
at
end of the
home.
night, then I'm in the Kiwanis tent counting the money. I could be there for setup and do stuff like that, but
Because it is the week of the 8th through the 14th, right? Monday the 8th, July, Egg Fest.
it is early.
It's early this year.
Oh, that's no earlier than usual. Well, they made it earlier a few years ago. And ever since then, every year I say, well, that's early.
It used to be around the 28th years ago because it was my friend's birthday every year.
Wish it still was. Yeah, I think it's the week after the 4th. I think it's Monday the 8th through Saturday the 13th.
Oh, Egg Festival, keep going. You have a date?
Yeah, July 8th through the 13th.
Yeah. So I'll be back to the end of that week. And I'll be back in time to work. No matter what happens, I'll be back by Friday.
Well,
And then somebody had mentioned they have the jail cell too, if we want to do something with that. That isn't being used.
So what?
The little jail and bail cell. You can put people in jail and they have to get donations to get them. But
anybody have anything they want to add towards the end or any comments from our audience?
well, I definitely want to go over my meeting with Catherine.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize.
Well, I went up to this email that she sent us with that financial information. I went in to get it last Thursday. And it had to be reconciled first, and she'd have it for me the first of this week because we were gonna possibly alter the projections for the counselor's packet based on the current numbers, but I have no interest in doing that now. Because it has to be done by tomorrow at like 11, and we just got the email, and I don't have time between now and then. I don't know if I'm just more confused or if I am misunderstanding, but we're gonna need to talk to the council before we do too much more, because after talking with her, it's hard to see how we can stay open even if we raise the money. Because it would require the budget being opened back up, is from what I understood. I don't know if you guys know more about it than me or whatever. But, so we have this $100,000 budget. And you know, we'd have to raise more than the entire 100,000 for that to be considered extra, because we'd have to phase out the town and then have that extra money. But even if we do have that extra revenue, we wouldn't be able to use it because it's not in the budget. The budget would still have to be reopened for us to spend more than that 100 and something thousand. I've got to be misunderstanding it. That's why I'm interested to talk to the council about it. I'm hoping that I'm just misunderstanding. I really hope that I'm misunderstanding that.
Well, if Donna were to, I don't mean to pinpoint Donna, if the theater were to make more money, say they had a barren year, and they were to make more money,
it just wouldn't even matter. It's kind of what I took from that conversation.
It would be used to run the theater. It wouldn't
No.
not be used.
No, it would be added to the revenue. It would be added to the revenue. And that's it.
More reason to become a nonprofit.
So I think that's what they were talking about having, because I think when I did the presentation, Deputy Mayor and Councilwoman Billings were talking about that if we made more, what would happen, and opening a separate account to make
special
sure
revenue.
that all of our efforts went back into the theater, because I do think if we do make more than this 100,000, it would go into the general fund and to open, because this was our set budget for the year
Right.
from the town.
Right.
The money would come out of the budget, and the other money would go.
Into the
We only get this 100 and some thousand to spend no matter how much money we make, is what I'm getting at. So, in theory, talking about the special revenue account, and I don't know, because of course I know nothing and I need to ask questions, but in theory, I would think that our fundraising revenue, she said that we can only use that for improvements and stuff. That's why I asked questions regards to the PA system, because here they're saying the PA system can come out of that fundraising account, but Catherine told me on Thursday that fundraising account is only supposed to be used for repairs. That money has already been earmarked for that. So I don't know. You see?
Who earmarked it?
By who? Yeah.
By when they started the account, that was what it was for. I guess, is what but I didn't ask Catherine about the PA system.
Until after.
I didn't ask her about it because I got that email about, we got the message about that kind of right after I'd left here. So I don't really know how those two relate together, but I mean, a PA system may or may not be considered, it wouldn't be a repair, but it would be an improvement, so that might be a little bit of a gray, might be able to get away with that. But I don't know if these fundraisers and stuff, instead of having the money go into the revenue like we are, if we need to have some kind of special account set aside. But I don't think that's enough. We're going to need to collaborate with an outside group or nonprofit or something, because when we hit that 100,000, we're going to have to close, even if we have more money. From the conversation I had, I'm interested to get that sorted out, and I this is not 100%. But that's just really what it seemed to me. The more questions I asked about how we were going to be able to spend more than that $100,000, even bringing in enough money doesn't seem like that will matter. we would need an outside group, like a nonprofit or a Friends of the Theater or a, PTAN if that's what, but from my conversations, that's kind of what I took from it, which was very discouraging.
Yeah.
That the 100,000 is what we got no matter what we make. Because that's the budget that was approved.
Well, you're right, we need to talk to the council about that.
Right.
Because this is a business, it's not part.
It is part.
It is, but it shouldn't be. Everybody boasts that. It just gets me when I see things here and there posted that Pittsfield is the only town that is municipally owned theater. There's a reason we're just that far behind that we haven't figured it out yet. Everybody else has figured it out. That a business is not run like a town. And it's a business.
Mhm.
Or it should be.
Well, then a
I guess-
business would have to take it over.
Then I guess that would kind of come into the vision and the mission of the theater, because I think what it's been seen as is like a kind of like a community center almost type thing, where it's for the community and not really a business.
A community
Yes.
A
service.
service.
Yes, a
some
community service.
And
Yes.
if we wanted it to be a business, then we have to shift
Mm-hmm.
the vision.
And the town
mission.
council needs to decide what they want.
The town needs to decide.
Mm-hmm.
I know, they can't shift it all onto us, like he was saying in that last meeting, there's only so many of us, we can't do everything.
Right.
I don't know why they want us to. I don't know why she wants somebody like me trying to adjust municipal budget numbers. I'm a waitress. Pretty handy with numbers, tend to be good at figuring things out, but do you want me doing your budget? Probably not. How do you feel about that, Jenny? Doing it with me? I think we did really good. But I don't think that that's the proper way to go about it,
No.
a physical therapist and a waitress and a medical assistant and
Retired person.
retiree.
Retired.
Well, that's true, and I absolutely agree with you, but that doesn't mean we can't have outside people helping us and guiding us and giving some counsel to us. I agree with you, Amber. I get annoyed because the town council let that building go to shambles, and they let that budget get so out of control, and then they turned around and looked at the seven of us and said, you guys fix it.
The town council changes, the town manager's a hired employee, her job to manage the buildings of the town.
Yeah, but when it isn't being managed, it's their job to
Yeah.
pay attention.
I don't know how it got to running at such a loss, but just let it snowball. And now, because I talked to her about it and told her that we reworked the budget some and we got down to the 117, and I discussed with her coming up with that 17 extra into the budget, and there was no scenario in which we could fund that. You know what I mean? Because we're not going to be, our budget is not going to be 100. We're not going to hit that $100,000 budget. Especially after our payroll's been so high. Here we are trying to cut things and it's higher than.
Well, I
Way
feel
higher.
that we need to bring to the attention, they didn't even know that she was on vacation. I guess why would they? But I think that we need to also bring it to their attention exactly how much money was gobbled up in that 7 weeks.
Well, it's $746 a week.
And then somebody
Plus
else
extra,
running it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That, that's just, again, how the town works. If she has got that much time coming to her, she's entitled to it.
Yep. Not really anything we can do about it. So, I don't know.
No.
So I don't think we should do too much more as far as the financing stuff I think so far we're just kind of wasting our time until we talk to them. Because if there's no way for us to infuse more money into the budget, so we'll see. No, at the council meeting, you're gonna get up and, are you gonna be there?
I'm gonna be there.
Are you gonna be the?
If you want me to. I don't know, how is this gonna work? Are we all gonna be there on
I think so.
Tuesday?
6 o'clock,
6:30.
6:30.
This Tuesday, coming Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly.
I don't know if it's gonna be like just a discussion, or how is it gonna be? Who's
Well,
gonna-
it sounds like it's still gonna be part of the meeting,
That's
not
what
like
it
they're
sounds
gonna adjourn the meeting and then talk to us. I think it's still gonna be part of the open meeting. But I don't know. That was kind of what it sounded like to me.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think we just need to open with the question on what is their vision and goal for this theater.
Yeah, and then find out about how we can cover the funding gap, if we can or not.
Yeah, I mean, Dr. Margolski wants us to do a long-term plan. Well, it's a little hard to do a long-term plan
And you don't know what the goal
when you
is.
got these issues. It makes me wonder if they even understand.
They will. They will after our meeting. I will make sure of it. Yeah, it's just, I mean, they want us to do all these things, and then you find out something like, well, there's no way you can add more revenue. Well, why are we bothering to do all this stuff if we're not even going to be able to,
So
even if we
donations-
generate all this more money?
Donations come in,
Mhm.
where does that go?
Revenue. Donations for what?
Anything. Somebody calls up and says, I want to donate $200.
The donation jar goes into the fundraising account. That is a separate account. That is the separate account, the account that is for repairs or whatever. Other donations would go into the general revenue account, I believe, if we didn't have them being put into the,
Well,
and that general revenue is more what we spend that. Like that's the account more that we're spending out of, but it's not really the account we're spending out of. We have our expenses and we have our revenue, and they do not meet. I don't know how else to say that. We can lower our expenses or we can up our revenue, but it doesn't necessarily affect our $100,000 budget because we still only have that $100,000.
Right.
We're only approved to spend $100,000. And from what it sounds like from Catherine, even if we make $150,000, we're still only approved to spend $100,000.
So we need to figure out a way to put that money that's being raised somewhere else, not in the general fund for the town.
But into an account that we can use to fund the gap, which I don't know if we can do that. I think we are going to need an outside group.
You might consider talking to the library and seeing how they do that. because they do their own fundraising and they keep their money, it doesn't go back. I don't know if they use Friends of the Library or not.
I think their fundraising is goes through
I
Friends of
think
the
it goes
Library,
through
right?
Friends of the Library, but it would be good to ask them, especially you might figure out kind of like what's the timeline that got them there, where did they start, how did it end up that way?
Right. Because the Friends, that's what we need, is a separate group, I think. Well, we'll find out more. But after my last conversation, I would just think this might have been something we would have been told on day one. How many
Yeah.
times have we discussed this? You know, that's what I kind of left there with. Wait a minute. We don't know this a couple months ago? I mean, maybe she just assumed that we knew that. I, for one, did not know that. I thought if we raised extra money, we could spend extra money. As long as we got over that 100,000, I thought we could spend what was over that 100,000. But from what I understand now, that's not the case.
No,
But I
find
very well could be wrong about it.
I find this interesting because Jerry Lynn was speaking about Catherine told her there was money and she could get but I don't know.
The
we
PA
weren't-
system.
Yeah, we weren't there, so who knows? But
Supposedly out of the fundraising account.
That's why I questioned it on that text the other day, making sure, because Dawn had said you just had to have a purchase order, and that's why I questioned on that thread of if that would come out of the general revenue or come out of that fundraising account. Because I had just talked to Catherine.
yeah. Well, I
But the
guess-
PA system is could be considered an improvement, which is why it might be able to come out of that fundraising account.
Well, to me, the PA system's no different than if we needed a new soda machine or a new cash register. It's equipment they need within the building.
Right, so
So-
I would think that could probably come out of the fundraising account. The other thing is this furnace repair that just happened could have came out of the fundraising account if we'd done that ahead of time.
Oh, yeah.
Like if Donna had asked for it to come out of that.
Yeah, because that's an improvement.
Yeah, repair. I'm sure she didn't know that either.
No.
You know, how is anybody supposed to know all this?
So why can't the fundraising account reimburse the general account?
I don't know. She just told me it was too late now.
Well,
I don't know.
we'll find out.
Maybe. We'll have to ask the town council. I don't know. It's aggravating.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah, because in like these numbers, I mean, I went in last Thursday so I could get the numbers so that we could make any adjustments we needed to from the budget. And she thought she didn't think she'd be able to get them done Thursday or Friday, but she thought she'd have it for me Monday. And I said, oh, that's good, because Tuesday maybe we get together and do it. Well, then I get it this afternoon, a little before 4. And she says, if we want to make changes, we have to have it in tomorrow by like 11. Well, I don't really.
Yeah, well,
I mean, I'm here and then I'm,
work and family.
and
Yeah,
I volunteer in the
That's
morning
not-
till 10.
that's not even, business hours. Sending something at 4 in the afternoon is the end of a business day. So she hasn't even given us a full day to even be able to rectify that, even if we wanted to.
No.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that should come up too.
Well, it will be. Same problem we have every month. Every month. And if you read that email, I mean, she did fix some things that were wrong on the last one, I guess. I don't know. I haven't had much time to look at it because we just got it.
Well, we got it. I looked at it 5 minutes before I pulled in here.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'll go through it, but probably not between now and tomorrow at 11. It's just give it to us at 4 when we got a 6 o'clock meeting, and I have to have it in by 11 the next day. I mean, it'd be one thing if one of us worked here and was coming to work at 8 in the morning to work on it till 11, but that's not the case. So, I don't know. So she took that out of concessions,
Yeah, well, it's gonna be an interesting meeting.
but I don't see where she put that back in.
Sarah, we're gonna adjourn. Do you have anything you wanted to add, hon?
No. I don't know. I just don't think it's worth wasting any more time till we talk to the council, because
I guess it was kind of case or something like that.
and hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully I misunderstood every word she said.
Hopefully, but I don't know.
Yes.
You know, I just feel like every time, every 2 weeks, every month, there's just something else. Every time.
And almost like it was purposely not brought up yet. You know? And then you ask a question and you gotta do 10 things. Yep. Everything we do.
I'll shut the camera off.
Sure.
Hey, Pepper Ray, forget.